Good afternoon. My name is Nicky Cavasso from Cheltenham, United Kingdom. I just wanted to share a brief message. I've been offline for some time. I pray that we are all doing very well. The three things I want to look at, if I can break them down, I'll look at the adoption process, our president, and also the incident that happened with Honorable Gary Nkombo in Mazabuka. We start with the president. I strongly believe, I still am very convinced, I feel that the president of Zambia, who is President Hakainde Hichilema, is going to win elections. And I feel that I think he's the right man for the moment. And, when you see a leader and who faces challenges in his leadership, I think you can tell a person who knows where he's going when you see how they address challenges that they face. I will give you two things that Zambia faced under President Hakainde Hichilema and the way he addressed them. Maybe let me say three. If you look at the issue of electricity that we had, there was a drought and there was power failure everywhere. That brought in, though it was bad, but something good came out of it. We started diversifying into other sources of energy. This was all because of the good leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema. And remember, there are those that don't agree. I'm not saying the perfect leadership. I'm saying the good leadership. A good leader is somebody who, regardless of the challenges they face, they have a direction to take people. They have a direction to say, look, this is a challenge we are facing, but this is what we're going to do. And I think we should all commend the president and the government the way they've handled the issue of a power shortage after the drought. Second thing, if you look at the current, even after the drought, we did produce a good number of the bumper harvest was quite good because there was direction. The people knew where they were going. People knew what was going to happen next. And there's a couple of things that have happened that we can point to. I don't want to I'm going to do a video just on why I'm convinced that President Hakainde Hichilema is the right man for the moment. Because you see, the challenges that we have faced, sometimes as people, we don't like challenges. But I personally believe that challenges are quite good because if you take them really well, something good is birthed out of them. Without those challenges, you cannot be what maybe God intends you to be as a person or as a nation. So, Ashong, look at the example of what happened at the University of Zambia. There was the drainage system issue, and unfortunately a life was lost. But immediately there was a directive from the president, and we knew immediately that this issue is going to be addressed. Without that challenge, we wouldn't be where we are today. And somebody may say that why is it that we have to wait for challenges? But we should also appreciate that those in the past that ruled Zambia, those challenges were there, but they were not addressed. And I strongly believe that President Hakainde Hichilema is the right man for the moment, and I am convinced that he is going to win elections. There may be issues with some members of parliament. There may be issues with some members of parliament going through. And when we look at, let me address the issue of my members of parliament. I think it's very important that for those that are being adopted, those that are applied to be adopted, ask yourself, what is it that you want to offer our mother Zambia? Because a lot of people don't have a vision. They don't have direction. They just want to be into politics. What is it that you're bringing on the table so that when you go, you contribute to some extent? I personally feel that we shouldn't have too many deadlocks in government. People that don't know where we are going, people that don't know what is happening, people that have to be told this is the vision of the country. If you look at CDF, why has CDF failed to be effective? The money being put in CDF is a lot, but there's somehow a communication breakdown. Somehow communication is breaking down. In as much as we have an effective and very proactive president, we need people that have a vision and have direction of where we are going to support him so we can achieve what we want to achieve as Zambia. So on the same issue of adoption, there's been a lot of confusion, unfortunately. Some places, two adoption certificate, that shouldn't happen. And I think I would urge our leaders in the party that let us look at these things and see how we can better the way we do things. Now, to those that are being adopted, I'm honestly not very happy with those that are just jumping from Patriotic Front and immediately they become adopted in UPND. But at the same time, we should also understand that there must be a pool of people who have experienced that President Hakainde Hichilema and can pick to a point to certain places and they become effective and operate and do what is right. Because if we say, okay, Nick is a royal member of is a member of the UPND and there's nothing I can bring on the table, but I just want to be adopted, that becomes unfair. That becomes unfair. So I think we should also, I think it's they're looking at how do they form, when we form government, how do we address certain things? How do we bring people that are effective? From that point also, you would understand why sometimes they would go out and allow other people to be fetched. Now, on the same note, I would advise that please let's take care of those that have not been adopted, those that have suffered, those that have fought for the party. Let's sit them down, because if we allow them to go frustrated, this can have a knock-on effect on the party and it can affect us as a whole. But I want to urge those that have not been adopted. I think let's show leadership, let's show that we mean well for the country and support the president. Now, lastly, I want to address, I was very disappointed with what happened with members of UPND, the way they treated Honorable Garin Kombo. Honorable Garin Kombo is somebody that I personally have never met, but I respect him very well. I think it was sad. It is sad the president has made it very clear that we should not operate like that. It was sad also to see that the police, who we honor for the service they do to our country, had to wait for the president to give directive to act. I think it shouldn't be like that. The moment somebody is erring, they should not be say, no, let's wait until we are given. That does not look well to the outside world. It does not look well for the government and even for the president. So they should be proactive, act, and regardless of who has committed the offense, they should stop those things and address them. Now, to my elder brother, Honorable Garin Kombo, I think this was the time that he has missed an opportunity. Honorable Garin Kombo has missed an opportunity, a man I respect, a man I honor so much for what he's done and how he's proved in his leadership. But he missed an opportunity. If he wasn't adopted under UPND, if people come to me and then they say, you're not adopted under you, go and stand independent, I would go to those people and tell them, no, our vision is to move forward and ensure that UPND wins as a party, and our vision is to support the president. For now, let us focus and rally behind whoever is going to be adopted so that we can have one unity, one party that moves together. You can't tell me that people came and convinced you and said, no, stand. They convinced you because you already had an intention to stand as independent. And I think on that, our elder brother has missed it. He has missed it. And you know, when you see those that are against the government start to call you to say, if he stands and he does this, you know there's something wrong. Because you see there was rumors that he was working with the opposition. So at this point in time, it was an opportunity for him to prove that those things that they were saying were wrong. And I'm sure the leadership, the president, and all the people as we move forward, they would have looked at it. There are people who were once dropped, and later on, God in his own way, they came back and they worked with the government. Honestly, I expected better from Honorable Kombo. I expected better. I expected him to, obviously I don't support what people did to him, but I also expected him to show leadership, to rally behind the president, to rally behind whoever was standing in Mazabuka. Because you see, in Bemba there is a proverb that they say, as long as trees grow together, there is a possibility they will be rubbing each other. They will be rubbing on each other. So even as a party, to those that are not adopted, let us not use it as an opportunity to say, no, I'm going to join this, I'm going to join that, I'm going to join this. You see, let us not have marriages of convenience. These marriages we are seeing, people who said they can never, and because there is a desperation of wanting to take over government, wanting to remove President Hakainde Hichilema. We see marriages, this one and that one is running mate, and this one, and in the actual sense, we know. Ask them what is the vision they have for Zambia. Ask them what they intend to do for the country. They don't know. The only vision they have is to try and remove President Hakainde Hichilema. And you can't use that as your manifesto. There are parties who have no manifesto, no direction, no branch, no nothing, and you come and tell me that you want to unite so that okay, explain to us, what do you want to do for Zambia? Explain to us. We will support whatever, but explain to us what is the goal, what is the direction. If you have no goal, no direction, all you aim to is to remove President Hakainde Hichilema, you will see after elections, once the president wins, how these marriages of inconvenience will start to scatter one by one. But we wish the president, we wish the government very well, and we pray for our party, we pray for Zambia, that we go in and move forward. After elections, there will be people that will try to start and create confusion. The governments must move very swift on those people. Anybody that comes up and starts to try to bring confusion, the government must act and move very swift so that we don't create division or anything. And to our party members, we are the government in power. We must do better. These things of arguing with police, and it's not painting a good picture on the president and the government as a whole. These are the things we fought against. These are the things we condemned PF about. So we shouldn't go back that way. We should know better. We should do better. That is not the way to do things. If we are aggrieved, let us find a better way to communicate and pass on, reach out to those that are in power so that they can address our issues. Please, to the president, to the people in power, let us not ignore those that have not been adopted, those that have worked hard and helped the party to be where it is now. Let us not ignore them. Sit them down, trying to find a way forward where we can work together as a party. We wish Zambia, we wish the president, we wish everyone a very, 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 very great way forward, so that we can live in a peaceful and quiet manner as a country. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.